Hello guys, welcome to the video series on art of Python programming. So far we have discussed about the data types and how we can make some operations on different data types, how we can use different data types at different conditions, and what are the syntax and what are the rules that we need to follow while using the data types. So we have discussed so far. In this video we'll discuss about some operations on numerical data types and string also, any kind of data types, like by comparison, using comparison operators. There will be conditions like when we need to compare, when we need to use an expression and get an output, whether the output is true or false. In such cases we need the comparison operators. So usually we have an idea that what a comparison operator is. Comparison is operators are used to compare two values or expressions. So if we create an expression on comparison, the output will be either true or false. If the condition or expression is true, if the condition is met, then the output will be true. Otherwise, the output will be false. So only on comparison we get two outputs, that is either true or false. So what are the comparison operators available in Python? So these are the nothing but almost all mathematical operations, like so if you want to check whether the two values are equal or not, in such cases we'll be using is equal to, double is equal to symbol. So if both values are equal, we get the true as output. If the values are not equal, this is a not equal to operator, exclamatory followed by is equal to is a not equal to operator. If the expression is not true, if the values are not equal, then the output will be true here. And greater than is an operator, whatever the condition. If the condition is greater than, if the value given there is greater than the another value, then the output will be true. If the expression is true, then the output will be true. And this is a less than operator, and this is greater than or equal to, and this is less than or equal to. Almost nothing but mathematical operations we are using in how we do mathematical operations and in Python. So here we'll go through the first operator, comparison operator. Is equal to, how we can compare two values in Python. So normal is equal to is not sufficient, so we need to use a double is equal to for comparison. So example 1 here is, for suppose 5 is equal to 5.0. Let's run this. So the output is true. What is equal to will do is, it's nothing but equal to operator. It compares the two values on the left hand side and the right hand side. Here we have taken integer on the left hand side and we have taken float on the right hand side. Even though they are different data types, but the value of them is equal, so the output is true. So it compares, Python here compares, does not compare the types, it is comparing the value. So the result is true here. And see an example on list. For suppose we are creating a list with 3 variables, 3 elements, and another list with the same. Let's check using a comparison operator. Let's see whether A is equal to B or not, whether A is equal to B or not. Let's run the program. See, this is true, because what Python here do is, it will compare each element of A with each element of B. So first it point out to the index 1, A is having 1, B is having 1, A is having 2, B is having 2, and the index number 2, A is having 3 and B is having 3. So all the elements, the values of the each position according to the index is same, so the output will be true. So here both the values are same, so the outputs are true. And next comparison operator available in Python is not is equal to. So if values are not equal, in such cases the output is true. In order to identify the differences, we can use this operator. For suppose we will do operation on a string. Even we can compare strings also. So user underscore role, user role is admin, and we require a role. Required role is This is if we are giving single is equal to, that is an assignment operator. We are assigning a value to the variable here. Double is equal to is a comparison. So required role is equal to superadmin. What we want to do is we will compare these two variables. So user role is not is equal to required role, is not is equal to required role. Let's run this. The output is true because these are different. The values here, even though they are string, the values are different, so the output is true. Admin is not is equal to, the string admin is not equal to string superadmin. So these variables are not having same values, so the output is not is equal to a user role not is equal to required role. As the values are not same, the output is true. So we are getting the output true here. And let's see one example in greater than operator. Greater than operator is used to check beyond numbers. Works not just with numbers but also with strings. So we can use greater than operator for strings also. For suppose, let's see an example on numericals. At first 10 greater than 8. Let's check this whether this works or not. Yes, 10 is obviously greater than 8, and so our output is true. This condition is met, so the output is true. And let's do operation on, we can do greater than, we can use greater than operator on strings also. I am taking zebra, one string is greater than apple is another string. So let's run. What will be the output of this? These two are strings, but here we are making a comparison whether the string zebra is greater than or equal to apple or not. So the output is true. How is the output true? Because here what it compares is, it compares z with a, Unicode values. Z has higher value than a, so obviously the Python decides this string as greater than apple. So it converts into Unicode values and gives the output. So this string has more value, so it automatically gives the output as true. It's nothing but it compares the string. Comparison works like a dictionary. Nothing but is how dictionary, how we check the dictionary terms in such a way we get the output in Python also. So, and another operator in Python is less than operator. How we use same as like earlier, we can use a less than operator. 8 less than 10, run the program. Now the output is true because 8 is less than 10. So for numericals it has worked. And let us also do less than operator on string values. For suppose cat, let us take cat as one variable, one string, and take category as another string, and let's run this. Cat less than category. Here the string cat is less than category. The output is true here because Python will move from one character to character and compares the two strings. Here C is equal to C, A is equal to A, T is equal to T. On it will be pointing towards the index. So all up to here cat, category is also having the same characters. Afterwards category is having more characters. So obviously the cat is less than category as the cat is shorter in length. It's not about the length, but it compares the values, each value indexing towards it. It will go through as it has more characters, it will take the category as greater than. So greater than or equal to is a one more operator that we can use. It defines the boundary logic. How many values it gives the extremes. Whether if we want to define a boundary, then we can use a greater than or equal to operator. For suppose let us create a variable marks is equal to 75, and using greater than operator we will check whether marks greater than or is equal to 75 or not. So let's see. marks we have assigned, the marks value is 75. 75 is equal to is greater than or is equal to 75. As 75 is equal to 75, the condition is satisfied, so the output is true. If we change the value here, the output obviously gives true, because 76 is greater than 75. If we change the value less than 75, I suppose 65, and run it, the output is false, because 65 is less than 75, so the output is false. In this way we can even use the less than operator, greater than or equal to operator. And another operator that we have in Python is less than or equal to operator. So less than or equal to, it defines an upper limit. So if you are given a range using if you are defining a range, then the upper limit can be defined using the less than or equal to operator. For example, we take the temperature variable is equal to 40 and print temperature is less than or equal to, give some value 35 and check whether this is correct or not. Let's run this. Here temperature value we have assigned is 40, and we are taking an expression temperature is less than or equal to 35, but temperature is assigned value 40, so 40 less than or equal to 35. 40 is not less than or equal to 35, so the output is false. It just compares the both values. And next operator is chain comparisons. If we want to do more than two or three comparisons in a single line, we can use a multiple comparisons in a single line. For example, we want to make x is equal to, we are assigning some value to x, x is equal to 15, and we want to print 10 less than x less than 20, and run this. In the single line we are making two comparisons here. X is a variable, we have assigned some value to the variable, and we are making whether the x is less than, greater than 10 and x is less than 20 or not, whether that x is between the values 10 or 20 or not. We are making two comparisons at once, so this is a chain comparison, multi comparisons here. As x15 is less than, greater than 10 and less than 20, the output is true, the condition is met, and so the output is true here. And one more operator is, we can do operators on the custom objects also. If we have defined some objects inside a class, and if we want to compare the values of that, we can even compare using the operators. Suppose define init init self comma marks. We are defining a class here, class and its objects marks, self dot marks is equal to marks, and we will define one more function, gt greater than is equal to, we are defining greater than function self comma other. So here in this function we are returning self dot marks greater than other dot marks. So here other dot marks. Yes. Now let's create two instances. Let us create two instances here. Here s1 is equal to, object s1 is equal to student 85, s2 is equal to student 90, and see whether s1 is greater than s2 or not. Here we should end the function with colon. So here we have defined a function, here we defined another function. What we have done is we have created self.marks. Self.marks is equal to marks, and in this function we have done what we have taken self.marks greater than other.marks, another variable here, other.marks. So if s1 student, we are calling s1 is equal to 85, s2 is equal to 92, and we are checking whether s1 is greater than s2 or not. As 85 is greater than 92 is greater than s1 is 85 and s2 is 92. S85 is not greater than 92, so the output is false here. So usually what we can even we have one more operator, it is none. Using none we can also do some comparison. None is a unique singleton object here. X is equal to none, print x is none. So while using none, if you are comparing none with any variable, we need to use is equal to symbol is not valid. It does not take is equal to symbol. We need to use is while you are using none. So the output is true. X is not given any value, so we have kept it empty. So in that case x is not having any value, so we are saying whether x is none or not. We are asking to compare it, make the expression whether true or false. So we are not assigned any value, so x is none is true. So we got the output as true. And one more thing we need to remember here is equal to will checks the value. If we use 2 is equal to, here it checks value. If we use is, what happens is, what it checks is, it checks memory identity, memory address. That's true. It checks the memory address. So while using comparison operators, we should remember that what here is equal to is used to compare the values on left hand side and right hand side. If we use is, then it will point to the memory address, whether that if it is pointing the same memory address or not. If you want to know whether that those variables or anything is pointing towards the same memory address or not, then we have to use is. So these are some of the comparison operators. So these are quite understandable, I think, and that's all for this video. Thank you for watching.